yeah, Donald Trump. And I answer the phone, and Donald Trump said, "You were great. This was you have an amazing speaking voice. What kind of law do you practice?"
Who are they? And it's possible that a lot of those people will be actually fired. And if that happened, that's okay, because that's what we're trying to do.
I don't want to see a Republican Party led by a fascist, but he is a fascist. He cannot help but be a fascist. His personality disorders make him a fascist.
Ever wonder what happens when someone lists Trump's business failures on live TV? George Conway did exactly that, and Trump's reaction was nuclear, not the "I'm a stable genius" kind of response, more like a kindergartner who just had his favorite toy taken away. We're breaking down the epic Conway versus Trump showdown that exposed not just Trump's failed businesses, but the bizarre loyalty demands that blew the Conway marriage wide open. If you've ever wanted to see Trump's kryptonite in action, stick around. It's even better than Superman reruns. Ever wonder what happens when someone actually uses facts against Trump instead of emotions? Well, George Conway found out, and the results were spectacular. Kind of like watching a toddler lose at Candyland for the first time. Conway's television appearance wasn't what you'd expect from a Trump critic. No shouting, no finger pointing, no dramatic music playing in the background. Instead, he delivered what observers called a monotone masterclass in criticism. Picture a disappointed professor grading a failing student's paper. That was Conway, methodically listing Trump's failures one by one with the excitement level of someone reading ingredients off a cereal box.
And the real danger of narcissistic sociopaths like this man, like coming into office.
Nobody knows more about trade than me.
Nobody knows the system better than me.
Nobody knows the banking industry better than me. Nobody knows more about environmental impact statements.
His wife was, she's a political consultant. She always wanted to do a major major presidential campaign. It was a pinnacle of her career, and this guy was done before she joined the campaign.
And boy, did it work. While most critics come at Trump with fire and brimstone, Conway simply stood there, calmly reciting Trump's business disasters like he was reading a grocery list. The bankruptcies, the airline fiasco, the scam university, all delivered with the emotional intensity of someone ordering a sandwich at Subway. Political analysts noticed right away that Conway had discovered Trump's kryptonite. You see, Trump has trained himself to handle emotional attacks. He just calls them Trump derangement syndrome and moves on. But facts delivered without drama, total system failure for the former president. Conway's approach proved devastatingly effective against Trump's usual defenses. Like a surgeon removing a tumor, Conway was clinical, precise, and impossible to argue with. The genius part, he didn't need to add any commentary or personal attacks. Trump's actual record did all the heavy lifting. This strategy hits Trump right in his soft, squishy center because his entire identity is built around being a business wizard. When Conway exposed this myth on national TV using only documented failures,
that was enough for people who said, I don't want to vote for Hillary.
So she's working, Kellyanne's working for Donald. When do you start now attacking him on Twitter?
We'll take a look at TikTok.
We're looking at TikTok. We may be banning TikTok.
We're not doing anything with TikTok. Joe Biden is responsible for banning TikTok.
They create a permission structure for other people to be their worst selves. We all have choices every day on whether to do right or to do wrong.
Trump's ego, described as fragile as a chocolate teacup in a sauna, like simply couldn't cope. Trump's reaction was exactly what you'd expect from a man-child whose security blanket just got yanked away. Instead of addressing any of Conway's points, he went straight to his favorite move: attack the messenger instead of addressing the message. This pattern, as analysts noted, shows Trump's emotional incompetence and inability to handle even mild criticism. Behind the scenes, things were even messier. Trump's team reportedly went into full panic mode, trying to control his social media rampage. One insider compared taking Trump's phone away to taking a bone from a rabid dog, not exactly the stable genius image his campaign wants to project. Trump's rage wasn't just destroying phones, it was demolishing marriages behind closed doors. When the rabid dog turned his attention to the Conway household, he created a nightmare where Kellyanne Conway had to make an impossible choice: her marriage or her job serving the orange turd. This wasn't just workplace drama, it was a family apocalypse playing out in the White House fishbowl. Kellyanne found herself stuck in a loyalty trap that would make even cult members uncomfortable. On one side was her husband George, methodically exposing Trump's failures, and on the other was her boss, demanding absolute devotion. Trump didn't see George's criticism as a professional disagreement.
He is a bad man. and why all of you out there seem to want to excuse him and pretend that reality is something other than what it is and what you want it to be.
Trump tweeted, referring to you, he said
Loser,
you
calls him a
are
loser?
a stone-cold loser and
Yes.
husband from hell.
Yeah.
And this, by the way, is a guy who had sex with a porn star while his wife was pregnant. So
Perform sex change operation and send him back home.
not Jimmy anymore, it's Tamara, but I will.
He saw it as a personal betrayal that required punishment, and the punishment making Kellyanne choose between her wedding vows and her White House badge. The situation got so twisted that Kellyanne actually compared her husband's Trump criticism to cheating on her. I feel there's a part of him that thinks I chose Donald Trump over him, she revealed, which is ridiculous. One is my work and one is my marriage. Just let that sink in for a minute. In what normal job would criticizing your spouse's boss be considered equivalent to having an affair? Only in Trump land, where loyalty isn't just expected, it's demanded with the force of a jealous God. Former Trump staffers confirmed this wasn't just a Conway problem. One ex-official spilled the tea to CNN.
I think it's going to be so he can say, aha, they're indicting me because I'm running.
Okay.
And, you know, I mean, I think he would have run anyway because I don't think he can help himself. This is an attempt, basically, Donald Trump wants to have revenge on the United States of America.
Doing it as an investment, no longer a purchase.
Okay.
I didn't want it purchased, but investment I love. And they're going to do a big investment, subject to getting the deal done.
When you work for Trump, he doesn't just want your professional loyalty from 9 to 5. He expects your entire life to revolve around defending him. Imagine having your boss expect you to spend your family dinners, weekends, and bathroom breaks thinking about how to protect his fragile ego. That's not a job. That's a hostage situation with a paycheck. The Conway family drama reached soap opera levels when their daughter Claudia entered the chat. The teenager publicly announced on TikTok that she was seeking emancipation after watching her mother speak at the Republican National Convention. Imagine being such a toxic boss that you don't just ruin your employees' marriages, you drive their children to legally disown them. That's not just bad management, it's family destruction as a leadership style. What we've seen today is basically the perfect playbook for dealing with our orange friend. Trump has this hilarious pattern. When someone criticizes him,
And then I just started having this queasy feeling like I don't really want to work in this administration because I was just watching the shit show that was going on with the Russia.
His eggs are a disaster. The Secretary of Agriculture is going to be showing you a chart that's actually mind-boggling what's happened, how low they were with us and how high they are now.
He violates laws and norms with reckless impunity. And he's completely impulsive. That's another one of them.
he doesn't actually address what they said. Nope. He just starts throwing personal insults like a toddler who's had his lollipop taken away. The secret weapon? Facts. Just plain, boring facts. That's Trump's real kryptonite. When George Conway simply listed Trump's business disasters without getting all emotional, it drove him absolutely bonkers. Remember this next time Trump claims he's some kind of business genius. Just calmly mention his actual record and watch as his carefully constructed fantasy world crumbles faster than one of his bankrupt casinos.